Hey, it's Dan Charles with Cannabiz News, and it is November 11th, Saturday. Let's look at some cannabis stocks. Uh, there's some massive explosions going on here. First, as we do, let's look at the HMMJ. And so I figured a lot of these stocks were bullish and they were going to break out. It's just a lot of them weren't in my disciplined trading style that I used. The fact that I've been consistent for so long, I don't want to break my own rules. So most of these cannabis stocks, although I figured they were going to continue going higher, it just wasn't. I just didn't like the setup. It wasn't my normal setup. But in saying that, this is HMMJ. This is the ETF. Look for some resistance at $12 price. Let me just slide this over a little bit here. You can see here the high of $11.99. I pulled back on that a little bit. Last week was a massive move for the Canadian cannabis stocks, so definitely watch that that $12 price. Needs to break that, so definitely look at that. ACB. Okay, Aurora Cannabis. So here's Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So massive breakout on the Monday. Broke the recent high right here of 319. I mean, this is just such a massive move. We got to watch that $5 price again. Resistance hit 494. You can see the upper wick pulling back, selling off. This is such a massive breakout candle. You're going to get some selling off almost always. If I slide the weekly in here, I mean, look at that candle. So you got a range up at the low of 320 and a high of 494. And you can see that $5 price range pulling back on that range. So here's another example of a large breakout green candle. Same type of thing, pulled back. You can see the upper wick. So I would be concerned. I wouldn't recommend anybody jumping in at these prices right now because I could see a bit of a pullback in the early week just to see where the stock's going from there, because they've gone on such a huge rally of late that I'd be very nervous to take a position. You know, you never want to be late to the party, you want to be early to the party, and although all I read about is these cannabis stocks are going to go to the moon, when you hear that kind of stuff, you have to just be smart, you know, because people are going to tell you that these things are going to, they're going to go 10 times more than this and everything. And it is possible, but just, you don't want to lose. So be smart. Look for the right setups. So here's APH, and here's the breakout on Monday. So I like this as a setup because it broke out, pulled back, and then you can see there was some support in here at 751. And then on the previous Friday, it hit that low of 755. So it came within 4 cents of the low, and then it broke out. Pulled back for 3 days, and now it looks like it's wants to run back up. So watch the high, 890. Watch resistance at $9, the whole number price. But this thing could break out even more. Watch if it gaps down, if it gaps up, If it gaps up too high on Monday, or actually, yeah, Monday, wasn't sure if there was a holiday. If it gaps up, uh, just be careful because gaps can often be filled. If it gaps down, same type of thing. It's yeah. So let's go to CMed. Okay, so CMed looks like it wants to break out on Monday, Tuesday. You can see this support here at 1351. You can see this line here connecting these 2 days. There's the low 1351. There it is again, 1351. And then you get this candle. You can see the lower wicks on these 3 candles. So that means that the bears were in control, selling it off, and then the bulls took over close to the end of the day. So this is very bullish. So I could see a breakout coming on Monday, Tuesday. Watch that $15 price, but this looks bullish. Let's look at fire. Okay, so fire after breaking out, hitting that resistance at the high of 164. We discussed that in previous videos. So now you can see after dropping, finding support at $1.31 and getting a little choppy, going a little sideways. It looks like it wants to break out again. So let's check out the volume, 2.5 million shares. Previous was 853, 1.5, 2.7, 1.6, 6. So that's decent volume breakout for this stock at least. And I like this stock going higher. So you want to look for it at least to test the high. It needs to break that resistance, $1.64. So that would be the first thing to look for. If it breaks through that, this thing could definitely run nicely. Let's look at hemp. So hemp on the Friday, yesterday, you can see it gapped up. So here was Thursday, the 9th, and this closed at 95 cents. Next day, it just opened at $1.30, and you can see it went down, went up. This is like a doji type candle. So it opened and closed at the same price, $1.30. I would be a little nervous about a stock like this, getting in on a stock like this, just because of that gap. But it's on my radar to watch, definitely. So yeah, I mean it's a dangerous thing to, like, if I liked the trade setup on the Thursday, right? This would have been something to look at. And first off, I noticed the resistance at $1. So I would have wanted it to break that resistance, but this is such a massive gap up. You know, I would have pulled the plug on this trade. So I would have liked the trade to get in on Friday, but once I saw it gap up like this, I would have been out. I just wouldn't have took the trade. It's too dangerous. Let's look at Organigram, OGI. Okay, so after hitting that previous high at 317, broke that high this week, hitting 328. Let's see the volume, 1.6. Yeah, I mean this is this looks like it could break out. It's got the pattern, the look of a potential breakout. Of course, when I line up what it looks like a setup that I like on the daily chart. I look at the weekly chart, I look at the monthly chart, I look at a whole bunch of different types of charts. But it's not just, I don't just stop there when I determine that it's a good looking setup. There's something I look for other things. I want to see a breakout within the first hour usually of the trading day. I want to look at 15-minute and 60-minute candlesticks. I want to make sure it's breaking out in the right direction, and I, like I just mentioned previous, the gaps. Watch the gaps. If it gaps up too much, I'm not gonna get in. If it gaps down too much, I'm gonna be hesitant to get in as well. So just keep an eye out for that. Let's see here. THCX. Okay, so this was we got the week here, resistance at 280. You can see that 280 price was hit, pulled back on that. Most pullbacks, healthy pullbacks, whether it's a stock, a currency, a commodity, whatever you're looking at, you're going to have a 2 to 3 candle pullback, and then you're going to get a setup looking like this. So you get breakout, 1, 2, 3, 3-day pullback. You can see the lower wicks here, the buyers are buying it up, and then you get this breakout green candle. You get the moving average going nicely through almost the center of the candle. That's when you want to look to get in. So I'll move like this. If we use my custom bull bear estimator, you can imagine a move anywhere in this range here. Let's see. Obviously the $3 is a very important number, so it really needs to break above that $3, and then it could run. So the cannabis stocks continue to be interesting. After, what was that, 2-3 weeks ago, I thought they were definitely topping out mostly, and now they're looking strong the last week or two. Let's see, let's do one more and then we're going to shut this down. So let's look at Leaf. Alright, so here is Leaf, and so on the Monday it gapped up and then went red, pulled back. So this is what I mean by, if you were looking at this trade a week ago and thinking, okay, I'm going to get into this stock. So if this gapped up, closed previous on the Friday at 1370, and then it opens at 1650, it's not the best time to buy on a gap up like that, because you just don't know how far it's going to pull back. So if you bought in on the open, you'd be getting pretty nervous as this is pulling back. And then obviously the next the Wednesday made a high, but then it started pulling back again. Very nerve-wracking, and you're not exactly making huge profits in these few days here. Thursday things start looking a little more promising. It makes a higher low. So the low on Wednesday was 1425. Thursday the low is 1461. So that's very important. And then you get this very bullish style bull candle. Moving average going nicely through the high and the low, and then it breaks out. Doesn't gap up too much on the Friday. So that's a nice setup. So I think this could break out more next week. So that is my chart breakdowns on the cannabis stocks for the week. Have a great week going forward. Talk to you soon.